Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Lester Zumheli. Man, I'm very happy to be having this discourse with you, to be signing in so that you can listen to this particular video. Okay? The title of this one, Shameless People. Shameless People. Shameless people, shameless act, shameless purposes, shameless position, shameless disposition. Really? Oh, really? Yes. They come, they come in glorious abundance. Look in all or most areas you're gonna find shamelessness. Look no further than in leadership. What we are seeing as leadership all around us, shamelessness do exist. They are everywhere to be seen. And one unique known fact, they're so easily spotted. They can be spotted. All the facts surrounding ugliness, where shameless people keep on display. Their behavior, and sometimes at home or work, play, social, or professional setting, do stand out before you. So it's a known fact. The way they speak, act, and carry themselves, speak and treat others. Not This is not funny behavior. This is ugly behavior by way of disrespect, tarnish, and whatever. Exploitation, depression, managing and supervising their charges. Shameless people because they bring ugliness within their way of working. They come in bullies, they come in idiots, and they are. They are indeed idiots and they are indeed bullies. However, they are trusted into the level of leadership at some stage or the other. That is encouragement to behave and act in their ugliness. Some ugly behaviors are encouraged into the growth and development and the everyday practice, really. And we must be able to call them out and see them and spot them. It is part and parcel of the DNA, an operational culture, within an ugly environment. An ugly person in charge is an ugly leader. It tends to breed ugly leadership. It influences a human sin of disdain, compelling, struggling, masquerading elements of ugliness within the environment. Look, look no further than in business. And you can tell it from your workplace situation sometimes and some business you visit. And the many stories that you hear, the many stories, they all can't be false. No, some have some gospel truth in them. Some business owners and customers and clients always encourage ugliness to remain within the layers of the organization where ugliness really exists. That's the gospel truth. They have no decency whatsoever. They employ and appoint ugliness in high positions of leadership. Some leaders and business owners are ugly as well in their dealings and by many extensions. You can see what they really are. You can see deep within the bowels of their organization the ugliness, okay, the deceit, the racism practice. The behavioral practices and patterns are transferable to their organization and dwell within the organization culture. The leaders are and should be blamed for such docility in the workplace or in the environment or within the organization. The employees working in such hellholes always have to try to survive, and yet they are blamed. No, not only the employee, it's the leadership, it's the business owners, it's the culture, it's the management, is what the organization is allowed to get away with. Okay? We must be able to call it out and speak to it. We might not change it, but we must be able to call it out and speak to the many uglies in the workplace, in the organization which we so serve, or which we so hear of, or which we so know of. It's more than just a plantation legacy of slavery remaining. No, it's modern day version of hypocrisy being allowed to manifest its ugly deeds into the bowels of the organizations. That's the gospel truth. That's how I see it. That's how I look at it. I listen to many, many, many stories of people writing me or telling me or asking me to speak to this, speak to that, speak to the third, speak to the next. And I have to be open and honest in my discourses where I can speak of the ugliness. Sometimes you get ugliness in the bowels of the organization, and you get ugliness from the employees too working in that organization. But when it is allowed to stay and masquerade as value and culture, it is most disturbing. Sadly, all is made right at sometimes, because when you look at the awarding of the large profit sharing for ugliness for leaders, people not working that hard and they're getting millions, they're getting bonuses, profit sharing in the millions, and the hard working people, employees, they cannot get a wage, a livable wage. They're getting a worthless wage. And some people that are on salary are foolish and fooled because they're getting a small salary and they're giving little kickbacks to go to the bar, to come and social, and they think that they are part and parcel. No, they're being taken advantage of, and they're not that smart. Because when you are on a small wage, how the hell do you fit in with people getting millions of dollars and bonuses and profit sharing, and you getting the crumbs? You need to stop it. Okay? It is sheer lawlessness, really. It's also a disgrace to the human race and a real injustice. It's carnage. However, it has certain behavior that is known, such as pulling the wool over your eyes and blinding you. Okay? It's done to keep the hardworking, dedicated employee at bay, which they think that they cannot do any better or cannot see another way. That's the carnage that exists. Shameless people doing these things to people. They know they're doing these things and they're still doing shameless acts. And you see it and you hear of it from low-level employees, because the organization allowed the leadership to be ugly and they're covering up. It is carnage. It is. It's ugliness. It's brainwashing. It's prejudices. It's misunderstandings. It's ugly behavior. Yes, business owners, leaders within the organization need to show a greater respect towards the hardworking employees. They need to clean up their act and their culture within their organization. It is shamelessness, really, to allow it to exist from years, decades, and it continue. But there's the owners and the business leaders, they're sitting at the top of the pile so they don't see the filth at the bottom. It is shameless how they do it. It is total disgrace. It's a slap in the face for the human race. We need to call out these misgivings. We may not change them, but we must be able to identify them and spot them. We must be able to speak concerning, because everybody wants a better workplace. Everybody wants greater benefits. People want livable wages. People need to get themselves set for success because they do have family. I'm not talking about employees that come to work and play the fool. We're not supporting that crap, either from employees. Neither should we support it from business owners and leaders. It's shamelessness. It is shamelessness. We wish that something better can be done. But you can't speak to politics. You can't speak to the union. You can't speak to anybody concerning the ugliness. It is in the DNA practice of the business owners and the culture. I kid you not. Until next time, keep an open mind, but be able to spot ugly and speak to ugly. Because once you know it, you can be better. Thank you. This is Zomheli signing out.